Hey you! Yes, you viewer! I have a question for you. Do you know who said this?
I will be a healing president.
Or this?
Walang debate sa katotohanan.
Maybe this one you know.
And I will always be a fighter inside and outside the ring.
The three people you heard speaking are three of many candidates for the presidential elections 2022. Do you think it's important to know about them? Us too! Let's explore why knowing about these candidates is important.
Mabuhay! We are first-year students of De La Salle University, Manila, and we are here to share our advocacy. If you didn't already know, the 2022 presidential elections of the Philippines is fast approaching. As responsible Filipino citizens, it is our contribution to society to exercise our right to vote. But what are the problems we Filipinos face during election season? With social media being a big influence on our lives, people can be heavily misinformed on certain issues and topics regarding our government and politics. Voters should be provided with data and factual news that will make us aware of our country's situation in order to vote wisely. But what does it mean to vote wisely? Alev?
Voting wisely or vote wisely is what we commonly hear during the election season. But what does it mean to vote wisely? It could be as simple as having your school assignment done prior to the deadline. Instead of just voting for any candidate, it is important to have at least a background knowledge towards all individuals who wish to lead the country. Their stand, insights, educational and professional experiences, as well as allegations and pending cases against them, if applicable, are just some of the factors which would affect all voters in determining their chosen candidate, and thus could contribute in wisely exercising their right to vote.
Let's do a quick fact break. According to the Commission on Elections, or widely known as COMELEC, at least 67.5 million Filipinos are eligible to vote. Now, let's go back to voters' education.
Why do we need access to proper voters' education? It is important that everyone has access to voters' education so that our country would be in safe hands in the near future. Education is important in order for us to protect ourselves from manipulation. People from the lower class in particular are vulnerable to being swayed by politicians and to believe in everything they say due to their lack of education about the topic. If voters' education were to become accessible to all of us, we would be conscious and informed when we cast our votes and vote for the candidates that we truly believe we can trust to run our government, which promotes the integrity of the upcoming election. Now that we know why it is important, the question now is how do we do it? Anya?
Thanks, Kevin. It's true that everyone needs access to proper voters' education. However, how will we do it? Voters' education is a pretty broad and general concept. How is this any different? Well, our main purpose is to teach what voting wisely actually means. As Alev mentioned, it is important to have at least a background knowledge towards specific candidates. Don't worry, because our goal is to help with just that. With all the fake news circulating, we just want to provide them clear and concise information about these candidates. We plan on creating simple and various infographic materials in order to inform the lower class of who the candidates are and what they actually stand for. No bias, no opinions, just facts. But how will we make sure these actually reach them? Well, given that 78.5 million Filipinos are using social media, we plan on posting these materials on Facebook, which is also the top social media platform in the Philippines. We also plan on providing physical copies of these materials at registration centers.
What you are seeing right now is a preview of what the supposed physical copies would look like. The decision is up to you. We believe that people know exactly what they want from a government. Our job is to simply inform them of their choices for leaders. Let's do our part and
Vote wisely.
Vote wisely.
Vote wisely.
Vote wisely!